This is Greg Roberts with the City of Douglasville Maintenance and Sanitation Department. At this time, we're down on Chapel Hill Road near the Fowler Soccer Fields, near the intersection to Brookmont Boulevard. This is an area that was damaged during the flooding of September 20th and 21st, just about 2.5 weeks ago from this date. And the area where we're standing was under about 3 to 4 feet of water on that day, and there was a section of about 800 feet along Chapel Hill Road that was damaged on the east side or the northbound lane shoulder of this portion of roadway. Currently my physical position is standing immediately over the top of the creek, but a distance of about 600 to 700 feet to the south and about 150 feet to my north was the area of damage. And one of the reasons it took a while to get the roadway in repair and back on its way to being opened up to you and I as citizens of Douglasville and Douglas County was because when the 600 to 800 feet of shoulder washed out, it also washed out the water main that served many of us as residents on this side of town. And when that happened, the shoulder just gave way at a depth of about 8 to 10 foot deep, and it went back under the northbound lane of Chapel Hill Road about 3 to 4 feet. Now, even though that was a depth of 8 foot deep, that created concerns because that's a lot of weight pressing down on that cavity that was not there just before. And so what we had to do is bring in some engineers, for one thing, to make sure that we addressed that failure, and to also make sure that we didn't have an open cavity underneath the roadway somewhere. As many of us have seen in other areas, you can't go to great enough lengths to assure that. And so we've tried to do the best effort we can to make sure that we didn't have a point under the roadway where there may be some future collapse. We've tried to address all of that. And so what that involved, and when you come back down here at some point later, you'll see a large portion of the northbound lane has been removed and repaved, and there was a tremendous amount of material put back into the shoulder and into the roadbed to get that and to provide us a safe roadway in this area. And so it's been a great inconvenience to many of us, but we all seem to have great resolve following big events like this or tragic events. And it'll be no time at all. We'll have the grass back in full stand and the traffic will be back in full order. And this will be far behind us, hopefully to never happen again. In addition to Chapel Hill Road, we still have some other projects that are in engineering and will hopefully be let to contractors in the coming days. Those would be Creekwood Drive, Arbor Parkway, Cindy Drive, and Presley Mill and Slater Mill Roads. We also have Timberlane Drive off of West Strickland Street, and so we're hoping to have contractors working on these jobs in a few days. All of these streets named there received similar or same damage of each other, and that was either a partial or complete roadway loss as a result of the storm structure being washed out and undermining. And we've got a couple of them, such as Arbor Parkway. We didn't lose the street, but there's some undermining around the head walls, and we have identified that will need to come out and be replaced. So that's where we're at. It does take a little while. As I've said before, the main thing we wanted to make sure is that we didn't have open cavities underneath the roadway where a vehicle would be in danger or drive over it and it collapse. And that is a common issue when you have flooding and severe rainfall. You have a situation where the water can get underneath the asphalt and create a large hole. And the asphalt and the roadbed can have enough strength of itself to hold up for a period of time. And that's one reason we, as the city of Douglasville, Douglas County, even the state of Georgia, would tell all drivers, do not cross a roadway that is either currently under floodwaters or has been recently under floodwaters, and you do not know that it has been certified to be in the clear for you to drive on. The reason being is a lot of times when you see that a vehicle has driven into a caved-in road and went into a creek or some similar situation, that road actually might have been there when they hit it, but what is underneath the roadway, 5 feet below, there may be a void there, and I can't stress to anybody how dangerous of a situation that would be. That's my personal greatest fear when we have any level of flooding, is that we would have a situation where someone would drive over an open cavity like that and end up in a bad accident. And we don't want that, and I know you don't want that as well. This is just one of the services that the City of Douglasville Maintenance and Sanitation Department provides to its citizens, is inspecting the roadways. We work hand in hand with Jeff Knowles and the City Development Services Department on making sure that these things are well inspected and taken care of for our citizens. Another aspect that the City Maintenance and Sanitation Department has provided to many of you is we have, for the last couple of weeks, been removing flood damaged items, and you know, while we wish we hadn't have had to have provided those services, we're glad that we were in a position to be able to do so. And for anybody that still has some flood damaged items, you can call 770-920-3005, and if you miss us, leave us a voicemail, or you can email us at sanitation@ci.douglasville.ga.us.